This is Ayo Jackson here. I will share with you how to foster independence in children. Welcome back to the World Changer Parenting channel. We're diving into empowering our kids to overcome learned helplessness. As parents, we're always there for our little ones, guiding their every step. But sometimes we need to step back because our good intentions can lead to learned helplessness. For example, if a 5-year-old trying to tie their shoelaces gets frustrated and looks to you for help, it's tempting to jump in. But what happens when this becomes a pattern? Learned helplessness creeps in, making kids believe they can't do things for themselves. How do you know if your child is struggling with learned helplessness? Do you constantly clean up after your kids even when they can do it themselves? Are you always directing their every move? Put on your shoes, eat your vegetables, finish your homework. Notice how your child reacts to challenges. Do they give up easily or rely on you for solutions? Pay attention to their self-esteem. Do they doubt their abilities or shy away from new experiences? Learned helplessness isn't just about kids struggling with tasks. It can have serious consequences if left unchecked. When kids believe they lack control, they struggle with low self-esteem, anxiety, and even depression. They might avoid risks, new experiences, or pursuing their passions. Learned helplessness can lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms later in life. By understanding the root of the problem, we can guide our kids towards a brighter future. The good news is that learned helplessness isn't a life sentence. It's a cycle we can break, starting with us, the parents. Shift your mindset from doing it for them to empowering them to do it themselves. Create an environment where it's safe to fail. Let our kids know that mistakes are valuable learning opportunities. Encourage them to embrace challenges and persevere. Resilience is like a muscle. The more we exercise it, the stronger it becomes. As parents, we have the power to help our kids build that resilience muscle. Learned helplessness can seep into kids' souls, affecting how they see themselves in the world. When kids believe they have no control, they stop trying. This can lead to a downward spiral. Poor grades, withdrawal from activities, and plummeting self-esteem. Learned helplessness can disguise itself as laziness, lack of motivation, or defiance. Underneath, there's often a voice whispering, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do it." Our job is to help them challenge and overcome this mindset. Attention is essential for kids' growth, but too much can fuel learned helplessness. If we're always rescuing our kids, we're sending the message that they can't handle things on their own. They start expecting that rescue, becoming reliant on us to solve their problems. This constant need for attention can become an addiction. We need to find a balance between being there for them and empowering them to stand on their own. It's about giving them the attention they need without fostering dependence. Helicopter parenting can do more harm than good. Shielding our kids from challenges robs them of the chance to develop resilience and coping skills. Every time we fix things for our kids, we rob them of the chance to learn from their mistakes. Those little bumps and bruises help our kids grow into strong, capable, independent human beings. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do is take a step back and let them stumble. We're right here to cheer them on as they pick themselves up and try again. Overcoming learned helplessness is a journey worth fighting for. Within every child, there's untapped strength and resilience waiting to be ignited. Our job as parents is to equip them with the tools they need to conquer the world. Teach them that setbacks are opportunities to learn and grow. Celebrate their efforts, not just their achievements. When a child knows they are loved unconditionally, their inner strength shines through. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and come out stronger. It's like a muscle that we build over time through experience and challenges. Life's gonna throw us curveballs, but we need to teach our kids to get back up and keep paddling. It's about equipping kids with the tools and mindset to face challenges head on. Setbacks are opportunities to learn and grow. As parents, we play a vital role in nurturing this resilience in our kids. Setbacks are often disguised opportunities for growth. Some of the most resilient people have a few battle scars to prove it. Model resilience by facing challenges with a positive attitude. Encourage problem solving by empowering kids to find their own solutions. Ask open-ended questions to help them think critically. Every time our kids overcome a challenge on their own, their resilience muscle gets stronger. A positive mindset can shape our reality, especially for our kids. Negative self-talk can become self-fulfilling prophecies. Help kids rewire negative thought patterns and cultivate a positive outlook. Use words to build them up and remind them of their strengths. Celebrate their efforts, no matter how small. A positive mindset is like a shield that can protect our kids from negativity. A can-do attitude is contagious and starts with us, the parents. Involve kids in age-appropriate tasks and responsibilities. Encourage them to step outside their comfort zones and try new things. Giving kids a sense of responsibility boosts their self-esteem. Encourage them to take ownership of their actions. A can-do attitude gets stronger with each challenge we overcome. Now, let's have a yarn about a gift we can give our kids that'll keep on giving. Independence. You see, raising independent kids isn't about shoving him out the door and saying she'll be right, mate. It's about giving them the tools, the trust, and the space to grow into capable, confident individuals who can tackle life's challenges head on. Imagine this, your little one's struggling to build a block tower. It's wobbling, they're getting frustrated, and those big pleading eyes are looking your way. Now it'd be dead easy to swoop in and save the day, right? But what if instead of building that tower for them, we empower them to build it themselves? It's about guiding them with questions, not commands. What do you think would make it stronger? Or have you tried a different shape? Trust me, those aha moments when they figure it out on their own, pure gold. Because here's the thing, every time we step back and resist the urge to rescue, we're actually giving our kids a powerful message. I believe in you. You've got this. And that belief, my friends, is worth more than 1,000 perfectly built block towers. If you are getting value, please subscribe to this channel. Now, resisting that urge to rescue can be tougher than a 3-day-old snag on the Barbie. We're hardwired to protect our kids, to smooth out the bumps in the road. But here's the thing, those bumps, they're often where the real learning happens. Think about it. Remember learning to ride a bike, those wobbly starts, those inevitable tumbles. They weren't much fun at the time, but they taught us balance, perseverance, and the sweet taste of triumph when we finally nailed it. So how do we resist that urge to swoop in and fix everything? Start by changing our language. Instead of, let me do that, try, I'm here to help you figure it out. Instead of, you're doing it wrong, try, what do you think you could try differently? And here's the kicker, sometimes the most loving thing we can do is step back and let them stumble a bit, let them learn from their mistakes, dust themselves off, and try again. Because those experiences, as tough as they might be in the moment, are the ones that build resilience, resourcefulness, and that I can handle anything attitude. Now, let's talk about fostering a growth mindset in our little tackers. You see, it's not just about what our kids know, it's about how they think about learning. A growth mindset is like having a little voice inside their heads saying, I can learn anything, I can improve, I can grow. Now, on such a flip side, we've got the fixed mindset. That's when kids believe their abilities are set in stone like a slab of concrete. They think I'm either good at it or I'm not. No point in trying if I don't get it straight away. So how do we nurture that growth mindset? First up, praise the effort, not just the outcome. Instead of saying, you're so smart, try, wow, you worked really hard on that. Celebrate those I'm going to keep trying moments, even if they don't get it perfect the first time. And here's another tip: model a growth mindset ourselves. Show our kids that we're lifelong learners, that we embrace challenges, and that we're not afraid to make mistakes. Because let's be real, none of us are perfect, and that's perfectly okay. Now, as parents, it's natural to get caught up in those big milestones, those proud parent moments when our kids achieve something amazing. And don't get me wrong, those moments are worth celebrating. But here's the thing, life's not just about the destination, it's about the journey, those little steps along the way. So how do we shift our focus from are we there yet to look how far you've come? Start by noticing and acknowledging their efforts, even the small ones. Did they try a new try? Did you work yourself for food? Did they persevere with a tricky puzzle? Those are wins worth celebrating. And here's a ripper: create a culture of celebration in your home, not just for those big achievements, but for those I tried something new moments, those I didn't give up moments, those I learned something today moments. Remember, life's a marathon, not a sprint. Let's teach our kids to enjoy the ride, to embrace the challenges, and to celebrate every step of the way. Because when we focus on the journey, not just the destination, we're teaching them that life is about growth, resilience, and the joy of discovery. Now let's talk about raising little thinkers, problem solvers who use their noggins. It's easy to hand kids answers, but that robs them of critical thinking skills. Life's not a multiple choice test, it's about navigating messy situations and finding creative solutions. So, how do we raise these little Einsteins? Foster curiosity and embrace the why phase. Encourage them to explore and question. When we do, we ignite a passion for learning. We're wired to protect them, to make things easier. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do is zip our lips and give them the space to figure things out on their own. Remember learning to tie your shoelaces? It probably involved a lot of fumbling, a few muttered, "Come on," and maybe if you just be swinging even a tantrum or two. But when that light bulb moment finally hit and those little fingers mastered the loop-de-loop, pure magic. Now imagine if someone had swooped in and tied those shoelaces for us every single time. Sure, it would have been quicker and less frustrating in the moment, but we'd have missed out on that sense of accomplishment, that boost of confidence that comes from knowing, hey, I did it myself. So next time you're there and your little one's wrestling with the puzzle, resist the urge to point out the missing piece. Bite your tongue when they're struggling to zip up their jacket, because those moments of struggle, they're not failures, they're opportunities for growth, for problem solving, for developing that I can do it spirit that'll serve them well throughout their lives. Do you know praising a child's effort encourages them to perform better? We all love a good pat on the back, right? And for kids, positive reinforcement from the people they love, well, it's like rocket fuel for their self-esteem. But here's the thing, not all praise is created equal. You see, while it's great to acknowledge those who did it, moments, the praise that really makes a difference, that sinks deep and nurtures a growth mindset, is the praise that focuses on effort, perseverance, and the process of learning. So instead of "you're so smart," try, "Wow, you really stuck with that problem even when it got tough. I'm proud of your perseverance." Instead of "you're such a natural," try, "Look at you go." All that practice is really paying off, because here's the thing, when we praise our kids for their effort, their resilience, their willingness to keep trying even when things get tricky, we're sending a powerful message. We're telling them that it's not about being perfect, it's about embracing challenges, learning from mistakes, and never giving up on themselves. There are gonna be times when our kids stumble. They might get a bad grade, miss a goal, or have a meltdown in the middle of the supermarket. It happens to the best of us, right? But here's the thing, it's how we respond to those stumbles that can make all the difference. Instead of rushing in to fix everything, Let's use those moments as opportunities to teach valuable life lessons. Let's help our kids reframe those failures as stepping stones, as opportunities to learn, grow, and come back stronger. Because here's the thing, resilience, that ability to bounce back from setbacks, is like a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it gets. And there's no better training ground for resilience than those everyday stumbles and challenges. So let's teach our kids to embrace the stumbles, to dust themselves off, and to approach challenges with a "what can I learn from this?" attitude. Because it's not about avoiding failure. It's about teaching them that failure is simply a stepping stone on the path to success. Now, we've talked a lot about resilience, independence, all those important life skills, but there's another piece of the puzzle that's just as crucial, and that's emotional intelligence, or EQ for short. You see, it's not just about being book smart, it's about being heart smart too. It's about understanding and managing our own emotions and navigating the complex world of relationships with empathy and kindness. Think about it. Life throws us curveballs, right? We face disappointments, conflicts, those moments that test our patience and push our buttons. And it's how we handle those emotional waves, how we interact with others in the midst of it all, that can make all the difference. Now, emotional intelligence isn't about being nice all the time or suppressing our feelings. It's about recognizing, understanding, and expressing our emotions in healthy ways. It's about teaching our kids to be self-aware, to recognize their own triggers, and to develop coping mechanisms for those moments when their emotions threaten to get the better of them. Because here's the thing, when we equip our kids with emotional intelligence, we're not just giving them the tools to manage their own feelings. We're setting them up to build stronger relationships, navigate conflict effectively, and thrive in a world that's increasingly complex and demanding. Now, let's be honest. The social world can be a bit of a maze, right? It's full of unwritten rules, social cues, and those moments where you're not quite sure if you're saying or doing the right thing. And for kids who are still developing those social antennae, it can feel like navigating a minefield in a blindfold. Think about it. Remember those awkward moments in the schoolyard, those times when you weren't sure how to join a game or what to say to someone who was feeling down? We've all been there. But here's the thing, just like any other skill, social skills can be learned and practiced. And as parents, we can play a vital role in helping our kids decode that social maze. It starts by creating a safe and supportive environment where they feel comfortable talking about their feelings, sharing their experiences, and asking those silly questions that we might take for granted. We can role play different social scenarios, talk about body language and tone of voice, and help them develop strategies for handling conflict, rejection, and those other inevitable bumps in the social road. Because the more practice they get, the more confident and equipped they'll feel to navigate the social world with grace and ease. Empathy is a superpower that can change the world. It's the ability to imagine walking in someone else's shoes. It's a muscle we need to flex and strengthen. When kids empathize, they treat others with kindness. They become compassionate friends and supportive siblings. We nurture empathy by modeling it ourselves. Show kids what it looks like to be compassionate. Let's expose our kids to diverse perspectives and cultures. Section 4, Raising Kind Humans. At the end of the day, it's not just about raising successful kids, it's about raising kind humans. Kids who are empathetic, compassionate, and make the world a better place, one interaction at a time. And guess what? Kindness is contagious. Think about it. When our kids see us being kind, treating others with respect, lending a helping hand without expecting anything in return, they're learning that kindness is cool, that it's powerful, and that it's worth spreading around like confetti. So how do we raise these little rays of sunshine? Let's make kindness a part of our everyday lives. Let's encourage those small acts of generosity, those random acts of thoughtfulness, those moments when our kids go out of their way to make someone else's day a little bit brighter. And here's a tip, let's talk about kindness. Let's discuss those everyday heroes, those people who inspire us with their compassion and selflessness. Let's celebrate those moments when our kids demonstrate kindness, no matter how small they may seem, because those little moments, those seeds of compassion, have the power to grow into something truly extraordinary. Remember, the world needs more kindness, and it all starts with us, one kind act at a time. So, there you have it, world changer. We've covered a fair bit of ground today, from tackling learned helplessness head-on to nurturing those essential life skills that will set our kids up for a ripper of a future. Remember that feeling of accomplishment when you finally mastered riding a bike? The wind in your hair, the world whizzing by? That's the feeling we want to ignite in our kids, that sense of I can do it, that belief in themselves that can conquer any mountain, no matter how daunting. And here's the beautiful thing about empowering our kids. It's like throwing a pebble in a pond. The ripples just keep spreading outwards. When our kids feel empowered, they approach challenges with more confidence. They bounce back from setbacks with more resilience, and they navigate the world with more empathy and kindness. And guess what? That positive energy, it's contagious. It spreads to their relationships, to their classrooms, to their communities, and beyond. By raising empowered kids, we're not just shaping their lives, we're shaping the world, one kind, resilient, and capable human at a time. And that, my friends, is a legacy worth leaving behind. Section 2. Your parenting journey. Keep shining. Parenting isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up every day and loving those little humans. We'll make mistakes, but that's okay. Our kids need us to be present. If you have gotten value from today's video, just tell me in the comments. Support this parenting community and click on the link in the description below. Give this video a thumbs up. Keep shining your light and nurturing those hearts. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe.